श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। गुरवे सर्वलोकानां विषजे भवरोग्नां निधे सर्वविद्यानां श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। वक्रतुण्डमहाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभा निर्विघ्नं गुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं चैव ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। द्वैपायनोष्टपुटनिष्कृतम् अप्रमेयं पुण्यं पवित्रं मदभावहरं शिवं च यो भारतं समधिगच्छति वाच्यमानं किं तस्य पुष्करजलैरभिषेचनेन यो गोषदं कनकशङ्कमयं ददाति विप्राय वेददृशे च बहुश्रुताय एकां च भारतकथां शृणुयात् समग्रं तुल्यफलं भवति तस्य चेति व्यासमष्टनत्तारं शक्तेः पौत्रमकल्मषं पराशरात्मजं वन्दे शुकदातं तपोनिधिं व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मनिधे वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः। नमो धर्माय महते नमः कृष्णाय वेदसे ब्राह्मणेभ्यो नमस्कृत्य धर्मान् वक्ष्यामि शाश्वतान्। नमो भगवते तस्मै व्यासाय तदेशे यस्य प्रसादात् वक्ष्यामि नारायणकथामिमाम्। So previously we were looking at the first day of Mahabharata, Kurukshetra war. So where Pandavas and Kauravas faced each other, and in that battle that started, Uttara was killed by Shalya. So Uttara Virata's son, Matsya prince, he was killed by Shalya. Along with his elephant he was riding was killed, and seeing that, his other prince of Virata, Shweta, became very angry, and he started attacking Kaurava army and Kaurava warriors, Kritavarma, Dushasana, Duryodhana, all those warriors, and Krupa and everybody together started resisting Shweta, but Shweta continued to attack them. So we were looking at that one. So you can see what happens. So then again, Shweta continues like that, and Bhishma comes and faces him, and then a terrible battle takes place between Bhishma and Shweta. So that Shweta, he was very strong and he was fighting, but Bhishma as well, he was doing whatever that's needed to be done for Duryodhana. They started fighting, and Bhishma started killing Pandava army in great numbers. Shweta also started slaughtering Dhritarashtra's division. Then Bhima rushed against him to stop Shweta from that slaughter he was killing. He was proceeding with that. So then Shweta and Bhishma, they both with large number of arrows shot at each other, and they started fighting one another. In that, both of them could not. They both of them were desiring to kill each other, but they could not, and they were fighting like that. Then Duryodhana, looking at that, he becomes very angry, and he again rushes his troops towards the Pandava army. But Shweta again, at that time, abandons Bhishma and then continues attacking that army Duryodhana has sent. So then, like this, Shweta continues, but again Bhishma resists. Bhishma comes and faces him, and then starts fighting again. So after that army Duryodhana has sent, Shweta destroys that and kills everybody, and then resumes fighting with Bhishma. So they again fight one another for a long time, and then Shweta at that time pierces Bhishma with 7 arrows, but then Bhishma quickly puts more arrows towards Shweta. Shweta again strikes Bhishma, and Bhishma also strikes Shweta with 10 arrows. Like this, they pierced each other, but both of them did not move one another from that place, from that battle. And even though they are injured by each other, they did not. Shweta again, with 25 arrows, he hurts Bhishma, and then Bhishma again he cuts off Bhishma's bow into 10 fragments, and then Shweta Bhishma again taking up another bow. He uh, releases, he starts fighting, but then Shweta releases another arrow. At that time, thinking that everybody looking at that Bhishma's bow cut off, everybody thought Bhishma has been killed by Shweta, and they were very worried. All the Kaurava warriors, they all thought Bhishma is killed. Bhishma has been killed by Shweta. They all started thinking like that. But then Bhishma takes up another bow and then starts fighting again. So then all the spectators looking at that battle between those two things, either Shweta will die today or Bhishma will die. They're thinking like that, and this is definitely going to happen. Neither of them is stopping. So like this, they were fighting, and then Bhishma at that time was protected by Balika, Kritavarma, Kripa, Shalya, Jarasanda's son, Vikarna, Chitrasena, Vinsati, all these were on the side of Bhishma. They all started pouring arrows towards Shweta. Shweta as well again still resists all of them. Checking all of them, Shweta then cuts off Bhishma's bow one more time. Then Bhishma taking up another bow, he pierces Shweta with arrows with furnished with bird feathers. So then again, Shweta becomes very angry, and then he again pierces Bhishma with many arrows, straight arrows. Bhishma as well, saying that he checks Shweta, everything that Shweta releasing at him, he stops all that. Then Duryodhana becomes very much troubled looking at this. How can Bhishma not able to stop Shweta? He becomes very worried. So seeing like that, they both keep fighting one another. Then Shweta again, all those whatever Bhishma throws at him, the arrows, whatever the weapons he throws at him, all that Shweta was resisting. He once more cuts off with arrows. He cuts off Bhishma's bow. Then again, Bhishma, in anger, taking up another large bow with 7 large arrows. He kills four with 4 arrows. He kills 4 horses of Shweta, and then he cuts off the flag, Dwaja of Shweta, and then with another 7 arrows he cuts off the warriors that are on the sides of Shweta. So and then he cuts off charioteer's head, Shweta's charioteer's head. So then Shweta jumping down that from that chariot, which horses were killed, charioteer was killed. That chariot was no use. Jumps down from that, and then he becomes very angry, seeing Shweta on the foot. Bhishma continues to shower arrows at him, and then the Shweta again abandoning that chariot takes up a dart, and then he releases that dart towards Bhishma. Looking at that, everybody again worried. So Bhishma is going to be hurt by this dart. It looked terrible. Then all the people were crying, "Oh, alas!" and things like that. They started crying, looking at that. But Bhishma cuts that dart into pieces. So then, with 9, he cuts that with 8 arrows. He cuts that into 9 different fragments. Then all the Kaurava warriors, they become army. They become very happy. Then Virata's son, he become even more angry looking at that, as if his death was coming very near. He takes up the mace, and then he, thinking that he is going to kill Bhishma with that, he hurls that towards Bhishma. Bhishma suddenly jumps from that chariot, and then he escapes from that. So that mace hitting Bhishma's chariot, it destroys that into completely into ashes, into dust. So then, seeing Bhishma like that on the foot, and Shweta as well on the foot, Shalya and others, they come there to rescue Bhishma, and then Bhishma mounts on that chariot, and then slowly again starts advancing towards Shweta once more. So meanwhile, Bhishma hears a voice, celestial voice, which says that Bhishma, it is the moment has come. You advance and kill Shweta. The time has come. His time for his death has come. So advance towards him. Hearing this, Bhishma becomes very happy and he starts making rushing towards Shweta and thinking that he's going to kill Shweta. So then, at that time, Shweta, seeing him standing on foot without any chariot, Pandava's side, they rush to his rescue. Satyaki, Bhima, Drishtadyumna, Keke brothers, Drishtaketu, Abhimanyu, all this rush, and seeing them coming towards Shweta, Drona, Shalya, Kripa, all these try to stop them. So Satyaki, Bhima, Drishtadyumna, Keke brothers, Drishtaketu, Abhimanyu, they were stopped, resisted by Drona, Shalya, Kripachar. So like this, they start battling. So Shweta was on his own. So Bhima again taking up rushes towards Shweta. Shweta at that time, uh, looking at that Shweta taking up a sword, he cuts off Bhishma's bow. Then Bhishma again taking up another bow. He starts fighting with Shweta. So at that time, Bhima and other everybody starts advancing towards Bhishma to rescue Shweta. Seeing Bhishma and very much moving forward, Bhima then releases 60 arrows towards Bhishma. Then Bhishma again fights Bhima and cuts off all those, and then Abhimanyu and all the other people that came there, Satyaki and everybody, Bhishma resists, and then he rushes towards Shweta because he remembers the voice he heard saying that Shweta's time has come. So then, taking up another arrow, which was very strong and looked like Yama itself, such an arrow, Bhishma invokes Brahma weapon in that. So after invoking that, he releases that arrow towards Shweta. That arrow blazing with fire, it pierces through coat Shweta was wearing, and then it strikes his body, and then pierces through, and then comes out at the other end and goes and hits the earth. So like this, Shweta from that he falls to the ground, lifeless, and he is dead. So when Bhishma kills Shweta like that, all the warriors on the Kaurava side, they become very much filled with delight and happiness. They were shouted, jumping. Dushasana runs around in joy with loud music, conch shells, drums, and everything playing. Dushasana dances in there, and then on the Pandava side, they become very much in grief stricken and started become very sad. Then when Shweta was killed, Arjuna and all Krishna, they slowly withdraw the troops for the nightly rest. It becomes the battle comes to an end for the day, and then they withdraw the troops for that evening. So, because as per the rules of the battlefield, they battle only between sunrise and sunset. When the sunset comes, they withdraw the troops. So like that, the first day's battle comes to an end with death of Shweta as well as his brother Uttara. So Dhritarashtra, listening to this, he asked, so when Shweta was killed, what did Panchalas and Pandavas do? And hearing their commander Shweta was killed like that, Pandavas uh, did they retreat from that battlefield? What did they do? What did my son do? And Duryodhana again, he started this provocation with Pandavas, uh, even though Yudhisthira was about to give him the protection and everything, he did not like all those things. But this narrow-minded Duryodhana started war against Yudhishthira and others. Bhishma did not like this war. Even Drona did not like. Kripa, Gandhari, or even I did not like this war. Krishna did not like, or Yudhishthira himself did not like. Bhima, Arjuna, Nakula, Sahadeva, all of them did not like this war. Even though this was forbidden by me, by Gandhari, Vidura, Parashurama, and Vyasa, all of them said, don't engage in this battle. Duryodhana still with Dushasana and Karna and Shakuni's uh, counsels, he started this malicious war towards Pandavas. So I think we have fallen into great distress. But tell me what happened after Shweta was killed uh, and victory of Bhishma. What did Arjuna do? What did Krishna do? What did others do on the Pandava side? Tell me all those things. So again, Sanjaya previously narrating, he says that after Shweta's death, Arjuna and Krishna withdrew the troops. So Dhritarashtra again asked, tell me all those details, what actually happened after Shweta's death. So we go back again to the same place where Shweta is dead. Okay. So we look at that, what happened here. So Dhritarashtra asked that, then uh, Sanjaya starts, Dhritarashtra also says that I am worried about Arjuna because he is like Vishnu himself and there is nobody who is equal to him. He knows Indra weapon, he knows all the weapons, celestial weapons. So there is nobody equal to him. That's why I'm very much worried. And also Drupada's son, Drishtadimna. So what did he do when the battle Shweta was killed? What did he do? Because again, when he is like a fire himself, so what did he do uh, in that battlefield? So hearing this, Sanjay says that listen to all this here and listen to all the things I am going to say, all the transgressions that you did. Uh, Listen to all those things, but don't blame Duryodhana for all this. So because Dhritarashtra was saying Duryodhana did not listen to anybody, Sanjay again reminds him that don't blame Duryodhana for all this because now you are blaming Duryodhana. It is just like as after the water has escaped, you are trying to build a dam. You are trying to build the embankment of that. Or it is like you are starting to dig a well when the house is on fire. So you should stop this well before this war. But now the war has started because of your stupidness, your greed. Now listen to what happened. So Sanjay starts continuing his narration. He says that when that forenoon passed and Shweta was killed. So this again was Shweta was killed in the forenoon of that first day of the battlefield. Okay. So when he was killed by Bhishma, Virata's son, the other son, Shankha, he becomes very angry. So first Uttara was killed, then Shweta comes, then looking at Shweta also killed, Shankha becomes very angry, and seeing Shalya stationed there with Kritavarma on his chariot, he comes after Shalya. So then those him stretching with large bow, he comes in battle against Shalya. So Shankha with arrow releasing a shower of arrows towards Shalya. So seeing him advancing like that, seven warriors on Kauravas side, they all surrounded him to rescue Shalya from that Shankha. Then Bhishma goes there and he rushes towards Shankha uh, with his bow fully stretched. He goes towards Shankha. Then Arjuna quickly advances, placing himself in front of Shankha, thinking that Shankha should be protected. He faces Bhishma. Then the combat begins between Bhishma and Arjuna. So both of them know all the weapons and cannot be defeated by anybody. So both of them start fighting each other. Uh, they again, there is the everybody were filled with wonder and started watching that. Shalya at that time, taking a mace in his hand, getting down from his large chariot, he kills four horses of Shankha. Jumping down from that chariot, taking a sword, Shankar runs towards Arjuna's chariot and jumps on the Arjuna's chariot, and then once again becomes yes, because otherwise he would have been struck by Shalya. Then Bhishma's then from Bhishma's chariot, Bhishma releases a large number of arrows. Then again, Bhishma kills many arrows. Panchalas, Matsya, Keka, Prabhakara, all these army warriors that are assembled there on the Pandava side. He kills many of them. Then, abandoning that battle, Arjuna uh, he rushes towards Bhishma. Abandoning that battle with Arjuna, Bhishma rushes towards Drupada. So again, he faces Drupada with releases large number of arrows towards Drupada and his Panchala warriors. So Pandavas again started running around because Pandava warriors with that Bhishma arrows, they were with fear they started running from that battlefield. So like this, Bhishma continues to kill Panchala, Matsya, Kega, Prabhakaras, all the uh, army that assembled by the Pandavas. They were slaughtered by Bhishma in that battlefield in that afternoon. So after this, Bhishma shines on that battlefield, and then looking at that, Parthas, the Pandavas, they withdrew for the first night of that battlefield. So in the morning, Uttara and Shweta were killed. Afternoon, Bhishma fights everybody on the Pandava side and kills large number of army men on Pandava side. So even though Shankha comes to fight, but he could not achieve anything. He could not kill anybody on the Pandava side, anybody of great warriors on the Kaurava side. So then when the troops were withdrawn like that, Duryodhana was filled with very much happiness because the first day belonged to Kauravas and two main commanders on the part of the warriors on the Rathis on the Pandava side, chariot riders on Pandava side, Uttara and Shweta were killed and large number of army was destroyed by Bhishma. He was very happy. But on the other hand, Yudhisthira was in lot of thinking and he was in worried what's going to happen. So he goes to Krishna and going there, he says that look, Krishna, that Bhishma is of terrible strength and he is consuming with his arrows like fire consuming the dry grass. He's destroying our army. So looking at him, there is nobody who can stop Bhishma. Even uh, an angry Yama can be stopped, or Indra with his Vajra weapon can be stopped, or Varuna with his noose, or Kubera with his mace can be defeated. But when Bhishma is there in this, like this anger in this battlefield, nobody can stop him. There is no chance of defeating him. So when it is like that, when Bhishma cannot be defeated, so I am in this bottomless ocean where I am trying to cross this ocean without any boat. So I'm going to sink in this. So in consequence of that weakness of this my understanding, I thought Bhishma can be killed. So that's why I started this war. But it looks like Bhishma cannot be vanquished, cannot be defeated. So in consequence of that, having obtaining Bhishma as my enemy in this battlefield, I will retire to wood. I will give up on this battle. I will go to forest. And because to live in the forest is preferable, devoting instead of sacrificing all these kings assembled here on my side, sacrificing all of them to Bhishma, instead of that, it is better to go to forest and retire in there. So Bhishma is again, he is conversant with all the weapons. He will definitely destroy all my army. Just like insects going into the fire, all my army, they are going into Bhishma's this destruction, whatever he is in this. So there is no way I am leading all these people to destructions, their death. So that's why I don't want this. Even my brothers also, they are also pained and hurt by the arrows of Bhishma, and for my sake, they have taken all those things. So both my brothers have been deprived of their kingdom, happiness, all these things because of their love for their elder brother, but I can't kill them now. So he said, Yudhishthira tells Krishna also that again, we regard life as very highly and it should be protected under all circumstances. Life is very precious and it should not be sacrificed. And during remainder of my days, I will practice austerities. Going to forest, I will practice austerities. I will not cause death of friends of mine. So Bhishma, uh, he's there. He remains there with his celestial weapons, many thousand warriors, and everybody he's going to kill. So without delay, tell me what should I do? So this is my view. I should retire and stop this war and go because there is no way we can defeat Bhishma. And also Yudhisthira says that this Arjuna, he is very indifferent spectator in this battle. Even though he knows all the weapons, he is not using all those weapons. He is not trying for this victory. And when Bhishma Drona comes in front of him, he just stands there and he just stops the battle. He just makes sure that nobody is hurt, but he is not trying to kill them or hurt them. So this the Arjuna is not helping me. On the other hand, Bhishma is the only one who is remembering his Kshatriya duties. He is fighting with his utmost power. He is with mace in his hand. He is going there and he is trying to achieve the most difficult uh, feat that he can achieve. But he is not capable, even in a century, he is not capable of destroying this Kuru army with Drona, Bhishma, and others there. He is not in a position to do that. So Arjuna is only capable with all the weapons he has, divine weapons he has, celestial weapons. With that only he can do it. But he is consumed by, even when we are all consumed, we are all being destroyed by Bhishma and Drona. This Arjuna looks at like he's not interested in any of us. So he looks like that. So that's why there is no use on depending Arjuna in this battlefield. So I shall go to forest. Tell me what should I do. Otherwise, if you think otherwise, tell me what should I do. So Duryodhana, the Yudhishthira, realizes on the first day battlefield itself that depending on Arjuna is not nothing is going to happen. So then, having said this, Krishna looks at him and then he tells Yudhishthira that don't grieve. It's you should not grieve like this when your all brothers and all these kings are here. They are ready for you. Even also Satyaki, Virata, Drupada, and all the elders and strong people and Drishtadyumna, all of them are here. All these monarchs and kings, everybody is there with their troops, expecting you, doing a favor to you, and are devoted to you. Don't grieve like this. And again, this Drishtadyumna, when he is placed as a commander of army, he will do what is good for you. And also the Shikandini is there. He is born to kill Bhishma. So don't worry, it will happen. So Krishna says that don't worry, it will happen. Drishtadyumna is there as a commander and Shikandini is there to kill Bhishma. So definitely it will happen. Don't worry. Hearing this, Yudhishthira turns to Drishtadyumna and he says that Drishtadyumna, take my words, these words, whatever I'm going to tell you, remember these words carefully, because whatever I'm going to tell you now, you should not transgress those words. You should not forget those words. So these are approved by, whatever I'm going to say is agreed, approved by Krishna as well. So you are the commander of our forces, just as Skanda, Kartikeya is the commander of Devatas, you are the commander of Pandava house. So that's why putting forth your strength and prowess, kill the Kauravas. I will follow you. Bhima, Krishna, all of Nakula, Sahadeva, Drupada, Draupadi's sons, all of them will follow, and also all these kings will follow you, but you lead them. So Yudhishthira orders Drishtadyumna to lead the army and fight the Kauravas. Then, hearing this, Drishtadyumna becomes very happy and he says that just as Shiva himself has told, I am the killer of Drona. I'm the one who is going to kill Drona, and I will now fight in that battle against Bhishma, Drona, Krupa, Shalya, Jayadratha, and all the monarchs, all the kings and warriors assembled on the Kuru side. I'm going to fight all of them. So then, when he says that, then all the Pandavas, warriors, kings, and everybody assembled there, they become very happy and they give a loud shout and then they cheer everybody. And then Yudhishthira tells Drishtadyumna that there is an array formation known as Krauncha-Ruma. Krauncha is a bird. So Krauncha-Ruma, so let's form that array. It was known to it was told by Brihaspati to Indra in the previously when Devatas had battled with Daityas. At that time they had this formed this array. Brihaspati has told him. So let's form this. It is not seen by anybody kings here before. So even Kurus also don't know this array, this vyuha, Krauncha vyuha, let's form that. So having said that, so Yudhisthira instructs Drishtadyumna like that. Then Drishtadyumna prepares that, just like Vishnu instructing Indra, Drishtadyumna heard that from Yudhishthira, and then he prepares for that vyuha, that array. He places Arjuna at the front of that army, and then Arjuna's uh, flag, standard, the dwaja, which was created by Indra's command by Twastri Vishwakarma himself, that was created, and that's moving across the throughout the sky. That looked beautiful, and with that banners, blue colors, bearing different colors in it, like rainbow colors, coursing through the air. The uh, that looked very much beautiful in that. So Arjuna leads that army. Then once that Arjuna was there with his Gandiva holding in that, he looked like a sun uh, in that, shining in that in the front of that battlefield. Then Drupada, surrounded by large number of troops, becomes the head of that array, and then two kings, Kunti Bhoja and Shaibya, they became the eyes. So again, imagine this is a bird formation. Okay, so Arjuna at the front, at the beak position, and then Drupada at the head, and then Kunti Bhoja, Shaibya, they became the eyes, and Darshanas, Prayagas, Vishekaras, Anupakas, Kiratas, they become its neck. Yudhishthira with Patacharas, Hunas, Pauravakas, Nishadas, they become its two wings, and also Pishachas, Kundavishas, Mandakas, Larakas, Tanganas, Uddaras, Saravas, Tumbumas, Vatsas, Nakulas, all these, they become part of the wings. Then Nakula Sahadeva place themselves on the left wing, and on the joints of the wings, there they placed 10,000 chariots, and then on the head, uh, they placed 100,000, and on the back they placed a koti, millions and 20,000 on the neck, and so on. They placed 70,000, 170,000 on the neck of that bird shape array. And then on the joints of the wing and on the wings and the edges of that wings, they had a large number of elephant bodies, like mountain, like huge number of elephants on the edges of that. And then its rear of that vyuha was protected with Virata, with Kekas and other rulers, ruler of Kashi, king of Chedi, with 30,000 chariot and warriors. And then forming that mighty array, Pandavas, waiting for the sunrise, waited for that battle, and all cased in armor and everything, with white umbrellas, clean, costly, vibrant, brilliant, costly jewelries and armor and everything, dressed up. They are fully prepared for that battlefield. They uh, in the morning they were waiting for that. Then seeing that army formed like that, like Krauncha formation formed by Pandavas, Duryodhana approaching Drona, Kripa, Shalya, Somadatta, and Bhurishravas, Vikarna, Ashwatthama, and all his brothers, and headed by all his brothers, led by Dushasana. He tells all of them, saying that armed with various kinds of weapons, you all are very conversant with the meanings of scripture, shastras, and methods. You all very strong ratis, maharatis. Uh, so each of you singly is capable of destroying this Pandava army. But how much then it's going to be difficult when you all united together. So our host, therefore, which is protected by Bhishma, is immeasurable, while the host of theirs, which is protected by Bhima, is measurable. So again, this sentence is also there in Bhagavad Gita, Aparyaptam Bhalam Bhishmadi Rakshitam, right? So Paryaptam Kalam Bhima Virakshitam. So that shloka, right, in the first adhyaya. So same here, he repeats the same thing. Our host protected by Bhishma is, you can say it's immeasurable or also inadequate. Similarly, Paryaptam, Aparyatam, the meaning of that, right? So, and then Bhima, the one protected by Bhima, is very limited. So he also says that let Samsthanas, Surasenas, Venikas, Kukkuras, Rechakas, Trigartas, Madraka, Yavana, Shatrunjaya, and Dushasana, and Vikarna, Nanda, Upananda, Chitrasena, Manibhadraka, uh, and then all these protect Bhishma with their respective troops. So he asked all of them to protect Bhishma because Bhishma is important. Then Bhishma, Drona, and Dhritarashtra's sons, all of them preparing for that, formed a mighty array, mighty vyuha, which is capable of resisting the crunch of formation Pandavas have prepared. Bhishma, surrounded by large body of troops, advanced, leading that army. So then again, Drona himself with followed with Kuntalas and Dasharnas and Magadas and Vidarbhas, Melakas, Karnas, Pravarnas, all these army, Drona followed with them. And then Gandharas, Sindhu Sauvya, Shubhi, Vasatis, and all the combatants, they followed Bhishma as well. Then, and Shakuni with his troops protected by Drona. Then the king Duryodhana united with all his brothers with Ashwalakas, Vikarnas, Vamanas, Koshalas, Daradas, Rikas, Shudrakas, Malavas, they all advanced towards Pandavas, Duryodhana with those armies. Also, we see Bhurishrava, Shala, Shalya, Bhagadatta, Vinda, Anuvinda. They protect on the left side of Bhishma, Somadatta, Susharman, Sudakshina, who is the ruler of Kambojas, and Shatayush, Shrutayush, they were on the right side. Ashwatthama, Kripa, Kritavarman, they with their large troops were stationed at the rear of the army, and then behind them were the ruler of many provinces and Ketumas, Vasudhana, and powerful son of Kashi king. They all were stationed like that. So then, when all the troops on both sides were prepared, conch shells again blown in great pleasure, they all set up a huge shout. And hearing that shout, both sides filled with delight. They were ready and hoping for a victory on the day. And then Bhishma, uh, he shouting, giving a great shout, blows his conch shell. Thereupon, all the conch shells, drums, and various kinds of horns and everything was blown, and noise made became very loud and uproar. Then Arjuna, Krishna, they this again we see the repeat of the shlokas from what we see in Bhagavad Gita shlokas. Arjuna, Krishna, Shweta and they are in the white steeds and sitting on that. They blow their Panchajanya, Devadatta, and then Mrugodara, Bhima blows, Poundra, Yudhisthira blows, Ananta Vijaya, Nukala Sadeva, Sugosha, Manipushka, like this. All of them blow their conch shells. Similarly, Kashi, Raja, Shaibhya, Shikandi, Drishtadyumna, Virata, Satyaki, Panchalas, and other kings, Draupadi's sons, all of them blow their conch shells and they all prepare for the battlefield. So the Kurus and Pandavas, both filled with delight, they advance towards each other and start preparing for ready for the second day's battle. So we look at what happens in the second day's battle next time when we get up.